It is finally here. One of the biggest announcements in wholesaling real estate is happening right now. I'm breaking the news for you that DMZack.com has came out with a brand new dialer. This is a dialer that is going to cost you, for most people, no extra money. You can use AI with the dialer and actually have the spam be filtered out instantly. Now, the truth is a lot of people are used to paying $150, $300 a month for a dialer when really the name of the game has changed. When you don't have to be spending all this money on the dialer anymore. DMZack.com has just released this. So what I want to do is not tell you, but I want to show you this big announcement and why exactly this is changing the wholesaling real estate game. So let's go and talk to Matt at DMZack.com and really show you what this announcement's all about. So let's see this brand new feature in DMZack.com in action. So we're with Matt right here with DMZack.com. So we're excited here. Absolutely. And let's talk about this. All right, we've been talking about this for a while.
Yep.
Super excited. I've been teasing this for a while, but we know, guys, the dialer is here. Yep. But we got to talk about what makes this different than their dialers, and how do we actually use it?
Absolutely, man. So again, Zach, love teaming up with you on this. Thanks again for having me on. I mean, you were one of the first people to know about this feature as well, like really on the early stage of showing you, hey, here's what we're developing. So it's been awesome to get your feedback throughout the process and make sure that we make a killer dialer like this. So it's really where it came from is I know we launched obviously the unlimited free skip tracing, the unlimited free contact information at the end of last year. That has gotten an amazing response from people. People have been loving the quality of the data coming in, and now they have all these phone numbers, right? Like if you're on our Deal Machine starter plan, if you save 10,000 leads in Deal Machine, that's $1,000 of free skip tracing right there in there for you, all the contact info to work with. So with that in hand, people have said, hey, awesome, and we have all these phone numbers now. What do we do with them? How do we just start making calls with them? How do we start reaching out to people? So that's where this had come from, is we had heard that request over and over and over again of, hey guys, just make this easy for us, make it easy to be able to start reaching out and taking the right actions over and over and over again. And so inside Deal Machine, again, really proud to announce the Deal Machine AI powered dialer. And how we're thinking about it, what makes it the best dialer out there, there's kind of three main categories we can really train you guys on here today. First one is outbound calls. And that would mean everything that we do is trying to solve, okay, how do we get filtered into spam less? Because the less you're actually getting labeled spam, the higher contact rate, the more success you're going to have. And we've come up with a really unique and innovative way to do that. So that's one bucket. Secondly would be inbound calling. So when a call comes to you, and so we have a new call tracking system. We have a new dashboard here. I'll show you guys exactly how to use that. And then the third piece of this is that the entire thing is AI enabled, which, you probably have seen a ton of companies out there who say AI or throw, the term AI out there like a buzzword, right? Where it's can be a fluffy thing of just, oh, this is AI, right? We've really come up with a very specific real use case on how to use AI in your conversations, in your dialing like this. So excited to show this off, man. We've had over 10,000 deals done at this point using Deal Machine. We hit that last year, that milestone. We think this is going to unlock many, many more for customers here. So
exactly. And one thing about this is just really important is most people, before today, they had to spend $150, $200 a month on an additional dialer. Then they had to spend money on phone numbers, and they wouldn't even get the call back and all this stuff. And this is really going to change the way. So really quick before we share this, how much is this dialer going to be?
Pricing wise, so essentially you get Deal Machine now. Deal Machine starter be $119, and that is everything you get unlocked.
It's included. It's free. It's free. Yes, I got to make it simpler. This is included. I think a lot of people are like, whoa, what's how, this is $150 a month extra on top of the Deal Machine, right? Because it was the same cost. Guys, you hear it from his mouth. So I got him on camera in 4K, so he can't lie anymore. It's free. It's a free dialer. And it's not like a free, it's a real dialer for free. And it
including
comes with phone numbers, all these things. And so you take the floor, but I'm like, it's free. There's a lot of tension right now. How much is this going to cost me, right?
Yep.
It's free.
Yeah. That's included in Deal Machine. That gets you, I mean, everything when it comes to driving for dollars and list building, everything that comes with the free skip tracing, the direct mail, and the dialer now right there, everything that comes with the comping tool, the Alma AI assistant, all that's included right there for you on starter like that. And I would say on the back end as well, you can either do it, one call, try this thing out, try out a couple, which is about 3 cents or so per minute to call. So you can make little calls one off, or you can go all in and get unlimited minutes. That would be like your unlimited license there for $99. So you've got all of that unlocked right there for you. The big thing is, hey, if you are making calls, if you are getting in there and really using all that contact information, what makes this just so powerful is that you've got that. You've also got the property data. You've also got the demographic data about the owner of the property. You've got everything right there for you that it is so powerful and just easy to use. So I'm excited to show this off, man. If you want to pull my screen,
I'm a visual guy, so let's start looking here. So
let's do this
as small as possible so we can, holy moly, I'm excited. It's right there. It's dialer. Oh.
Love it, man. So to kind of begin with, I mean, seeing Deal Machine right here, if you have not been in here before, what you're looking at is the desktop app, Deal Machine. There's a mobile version as well. They sync up instantly. You've got the map right here. This is great for driving for dollars, for just simply driving around and adding properties, clicking on a lead, hitting add lead, pinning that property and moving on to the next one. So you're building your list there. You also can pull lists based on our data. We've done past videos with Zach on that, on all hundreds of data points to tap into there. Now, once you have that nailed, you've got kind of the heart of your business flowing, you getting high quality leads in the door. What you do with those leads, what you do with those addresses is where the real money is made, right? Like turning those addresses into great conversations is our goal here. So we want to help remove every possible barrier, help you, anything that could possibly be procrastination from actually making calls or stop you from actually having those conversations. Our goal is just to make it as simple and easy as possible to just get out there and start calling. So I'll say, Zach, like any other dialer or any other option to be able to set up this stuff, it is honestly a huge pain to just get onboarded, learn a new platform, buy numbers, transfer the data from here into there. Like that whole experience is pretty brutal.
And DLC with this, do I have to put my LLC information in it?
All that. Yeah. So having to go through all that stuff usually is just brutal.
Well, is there 10 DLC with this?
We validate all that stuff on our end. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I don't have to individually go through that whole process.
Exactly. You don't have to validate any numbers. You don't have to get any approvals like that. So
that's insane.
Yeah. So what our goal on our end is just you guys log into Deal Machine, and with the AI powered dialer, it just works. Like
show us.
There's no setup. There's no, hey, I got to go through, like you said, the 10 DLC process, anything like that.
So if I have DMZac.com, this is already, it's already in here, right?
Yes. So jump in. This is live as of now, what we're showing you guys. If you jump in, as you see right here, I'll pull up my driving for dollars list in my own, it was my own business right here, my leads I'm working. You can see now I've got next to the start mail button, a little call button right here. And any individual lead I'm hovering over, you've got that call button right there, ready to go, ready to take action. Again, the goal is to remove every barrier for you guys. So when you call, before I hit call, Zach, I want to kind of explain this for people because you're going to see a lot on your screen. So I want to make sure people know what they're looking at here. When I hit call, you'll see, hey, here is the property data around this property. Here's all the demographic data around this individual. Do they own a portfolio? Tell me more about that person. You obviously have the contact information included. Now, what's so awesome about when I pull this up is that the dialer itself, I talked about AI enabled or AI powered. Here's where that comes in. So Zach, this was something that was so fun to show you and your dad here whenever we hung out in Dallas. Like you guys, it was awesome to blow you away with this specific feature here. But we went in and whenever you actually hit that call button, you're going to see popping up in real time live transcription of that call. So you'll see, here's what Zach's saying. Here's what I'm saying. Here's what Zach's saying. Here's what I'm saying. You go back and forth right there. What's so amazing about that is that you are the AI assistant inside Deal Machine Alma that we launched last year is using that, yes, to transcribe the call and record it for you, but also to then use that context and help you be guided along that conversation. So you'll see a little button right there. It says, what do I say next? You click on that button, and based where you're at in the conversation, it's going to give you real-time guidance in the call of what you can be saying next, how you can be getting to that goal, how you can be guiding the conversation with the seller right there. So that's kind of the first AI element right here. What I can tell you too, Zach, because you've got your scripts that you give them on freewholesaling.com, right?
Yep.
Awesome. So what people can do is go and jump in there, jump into application settings in here and go to their dialer settings. And if they want to just take your scripts, take everything you're showing them of how to have that conversation, how to lead that, they can actually upload that into the dialer as a goal right here and a script. And so that way, Alma is taking that into account and saying, yeah, based on Zach's awesome script right here, and based on the conversation you're having, when you hit, what do I say next? It's going to put all that together and say, hey, here's an idea of where to take the conversation next.
Beautiful.
So yeah, that is a huge one on the AI side. I'll say, Zach, also too, after I hang up the call, you'll see there is real-time sentiment analysis from the AI assistant right in here. So when I actually make this call and hang up, with Matthew or whoever, you call them, when you hang up, it says, hey, here's a call summary. So it'll say, hey, here's what happened on your call. Awesome. Here's your recommended next step. So it'll tell you, hey, was it a no answer? Great. Was it, removed from list? Was it, hey, you set an appointment? Like whatever that next step is, there's that suggestion right there. And based on those goals, also in your dialer settings, you can actually create a follow-up queue where if they don't answer, I can say, hey, yeah, every 30 days later, remind me to call them. Or if it's a warm lead, they say, yeah, I'm interested down the road. Cool. Every 2 weeks, remind me to call them. Or a hot lead, hey, every 2 days, remind me to call them. So it is making sure that you always stay top of mind with those leads, right place, right time. And when I go into my dialer now, you'll see a little follow-up button with the number of follow-ups that you need to be doing. And it'll just automatically pull up those numbers at the right time to make that call.
It's already queued up.
Yep, already queued up, ready to go. So you've got that right there. Now, I'll make that call here in just a second. When I do make that call, you can see for your list as well. You also have in the application settings. You'll see how you've got a DNC scrub option.
You could scrub or not scrub, obviously. Yeah. So you could take it off and just call the DNCs with the dialer. Not telling you what to do, but you could theoretically do that. Some dialers don't let you do that, which is interesting. So I like it. Yep,
all that right there. So you want me to show this thing off here for us?
Yeah, I'm excited. Take your time. This thing, it's going to be a learning curve for some people just for like a couple of days. But once you see it going, you know how to do it. It's a dialer. It's not you have to click it each time. It does it for you. As long as you create the list, which is, you've been telling everyone to do that with DMSAC.com forever, but like,
for sure,
create a list, then make your lists separate, and then it'll queue it up right there. So
you just say call. Yep. And then next, and you keep going through.
Click call, that's it.
Now, what I'll say on my leads right here, I can just, Zach, what might be easiest? You want me to call myself? I can kind of show the conversation going. All right, awesome. Let me pull this up right here.
And the problem is that the contact rate is really high on these.
Yeah. So let me actually touch on that here for a second. So as you're doing this outbound call, the biggest thing when it comes to tackling that outbound or that contact rate, I mentioned, hey, we've invented a new way to really avoid being labeled spam. There's two kind of main things that really have contributed to that, man. So one of them is the dialer being a single line dialer. So going in there and that single line, I mean, we've tried out the triple line. We've tried out, when it comes to the outbound call, you brought up a really good point here. The outbound calling, in general, like the whole goal with that is the less you can be labeled spam, the better, right? Like and when you're labeled spam, your that number is then toast. Like you're not going to be, your contact rates are going to be tanked at that point. So on our end, what we've found are there two main key factors to avoid that. One of them is creating a single line dialer. So going in here, and when you have that single line, you are much less likely to be marked as spam. You also, the other person, when it's a multi-line dialer, there's silence. When they pick up, it's silent for like 5-10 seconds, right? It is just a brutal first interaction with them. A lot of times they'll hang up. Your first impression with them is so crucial that if you're able to, be able to use this to avoid spam and also make a great first impression, that's going to really, really help you in terms of your overall, conversion rates, right? So that piece, like a single line dialer, has been key with that. The other thing that we've really come up with and our engineering team has built that has been kind of this innovative way to avoid this, or to avoid being labeled spam, is that you are not just locked into one exclusive outbound number. Whenever you're calling out, it's not like you only get one number, and if that number is labeled spam, you got to buy more. You know that it's really hurting you. You're actually getting an entire pool of numbers inside DealMachine. And what we're looking at here is if they were to call somebody, so someone was to call me, it's going to mirror that area code. So it'll do 314 to mirror my area code. Mm-hmm. And then it'll actually lock in that number for that DealMachine customer on that lead. Yep. So now we know if I were to call back, if you get a call back from that person, it automatically routes back to you because DealMachine knows that number is associated with that person for that lead. And it'll ring my phone. It'll pull up all the info in DealMachine. It'll show you, here's the property, here's the owner, here's all of that right there for you, ringing as it goes. So what's so great about that is if you have that pool right there, we can then on the back end have our own spam cleaning system where we're always checking that pool of numbers. And whenever something's labeled spam, we can throw that out and be able to continue to make sure that every number we hand you is spam free and ready to actually get a super, super high contact rate.
I want to add the only other dialer that has this, it's a $300 a month add-on.
There we go.
Just FYI. Also, I remember I was telling you I was stuck in Italy cold calling. I had to get these VPNs. It was a mess. I can be in Italy and just click it with the dialer. Internet, it's easy.
Love it.
And I don't have to think about it. And as a guy that wholesales all over the country, if I want to go call a seller real quick in Seattle, I don't have to call my 772 number, right? It'll go to Seattle. And then I have a deal in Ohio, so use the Ohio number, right? This is pretty cool. And if you're in a place like, even in my market, there's 3 area codes. There's 305, 561, 772, and 321. That's all within 2 hours. All 4 different area codes. So it's hard, but if I'm calling these leads, each one has its own one, which is crazy, man. I'm excited.
Yeah. Man.
I want to see this thing in action.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let me show this thing off now. So I want to make sure to explain the outbound piece first. So got my number pulled up. Here we go. There we go. If you hit this call button right here, so here you go, we'll see the dialer pop open. Here's all my past calls, myself right here. Here's that what should I say button. It's going. Hit what should I say? Here's the call coming in right here. Awesome. Show this off. Hi, this is Matt. Hey, Matt, this is Matt. I'm hoping you're doing well. I'm just reaching out because I'm interested in discussing your property at 1818. Would you be open to chatting about this? See how it's like transcribing the whole thing right there, Zach?
No, thank you. I'm not looking to sell. Please take me off your list.
Okay, thanks. Have a good day. So there you go. See how it's transcribing in real time, going back and forth. And actually, here's that call summary. So, I went back through this entire thing. Here's that call summary. It says, hey, contacted, not looking to sell. It automatically marked it as not interested.
It automatically marked as not interested.
Yep. There's that sentiment analysis right there. So you've got the whole transcription.
Crazy.
Got the sentiment analysis. It also suggests you like, hey, do you want to keep sending mail or not? Because they're not interested. So it'll actually even suggest the next step for you.
Wow.
Make it even easier for you to take action on that. And when someone calls you back, it pops open their contact info, all their demographic data. It pops open their property info, all that for you. So you've got all of the context you possibly need to be able to actually have a great conversation with them, call them right, be able to take that next step right there. And again, if you're on your list, then, hey, you can just hit next, and keep going. So that is all right there for you. Being able to, again, give you the highest contact rate possible, give you real-time guidance in the call, help you take that next step, put it in your follow-up queue, and help you keep going and take the right next step.
Now, the next thing with the dialer, because every dialer is a little different, right? There's predictive dialers, there's analytical dialers. If I'm going to call 715 of these leads, the problem with DMZac.com is you guys get a lot of numbers. So let's go down to that property on 729 Pebbleshire. If that goes on the dialer, is it going to dial phone number 1, no pickup, then goes to 2, 3, 4? Or does it just do 1 and then goes to the next lead? How does that work?
So it depends on your scrub.
There's 6 phone numbers, So
yep,
how does that work?
So it depends on your scrubbing. So if you go into your settings right here, you can actually go through some of those numbers might be family members.
Yeah.
Some of those numbers could even be likely renting. Some of those numbers are property owners. So you can actually sit in here and say, yeah, don't call the renters, but do call the family members and owners.
So I would, family member gets a little weird too, because when I was playing around the dialer, like I got a lot of family members too. Because I mean, you guys have all the information possible. So
yeah, like this one, you click in, you'll see, hey, you know what I can see about this property? It's high equity, it's off market. Here's the owner, James, right here. Also, there's an associated contact of another likely resident right here. So these are both likely owners. That's all right here for you to call. But if there's family members, if there's anything like that, that'll be in this associated contacts bucket. And again, when you click on that individual, that's where you're getting all the demographic data to learn more about them, to see if they have a portfolio, to see more about their background. Like it gives you all the due diligence you could possibly need to just have a great conversation with that seller.
Beautiful. And then I think the thing we got to talk about next here is probably the most underutilized thing, which I've been waiting for forever on this. This is callbacks, right? I think every dialer sucks on callbacks because it doesn't do that matching thing that you guys do, right? So if I bought 20 numbers and somebody calls calls back, right?
Yep.
There's a lot of deals to be done doing that. And I just want to talk about how that works here, because you can really tweak it in the way you want, right? Like there's a lot of ways to do this. And so one thing I look at is, I don't think a lot of people understand, most people aren't going to pick up their phone, they're going to call later. And not a lot of people talk to those people. So if you're the type of person, like this is a drawing for dollars list, if they call you back, you need to answer it, right?
Absolutely.
If you ask, what do you say? Well, hey, my name is Matt. I'm actually calling around the area to see people want to sell their property. Are you looking to sell your house? Simple as that. But there's other ways to do it, right? So like, how do I tweak the callbacks here? Because you can even do something where like it calls my Google Voice number, and then that Google Voice number has a voicemail that says, hey, if you're looking to sell, text me or call me or do that, right? So how does callbacks, voicemails, and all this stuff work?
Yeah. So first I'll show you how you're tracking it is in this dashboard right here as well. So you can see if you click on that dialer tab, which is, if you've been in Deal Machine before, you'll notice, hey, this dialer tab and this dashboard tab are both brand new. The dialer tab, when you click into that, this is where it's going to really break down how many calls you've made, where they are in that process. I've called 63 times, but it was 36 properties, showing you your contact rate, showing you where they are in your pipeline. The outgoing activity, here's where it kind of tracks all this. And you can even scroll down and see like, oh yeah, we had a conversation with this hot lead right here. Here's the actual transcription of the conversation with my business partner going through it. Yeah, all right there for you. Even the call summary at the top for you. So, those callbacks, here's where you're getting the outbound information. The incoming activity is what we're referring to here, where if they text you back, it comes right here.
Texting. Whoa.
Yep. Texting right there. So if I texted myself, that came right back.
Did you see how it got forwarded to you?
Yes. So it's right in here.
So on the top, SMS forwarded to Matt.
Yep. At time and all that. And you can call back right there too. It tracks your dialer sessions. So I've got Vince right here. He's made, 19 calls. Here's the contact rate he had in that session. Here are the actual calls he made in that, here's what he said. So it actually, you can break down all of that. And now for the callback specifically, when you have these incoming calls, you can actually go into the settings down here, application settings and dialer settings. Here's the callback right here. So you can actually set this up so that way, hey, here's where those are going to go. So you can actually have that number set up to be able to, change that, or even go in and have a call tracking number that's actually forwarded to whatever number you'd like. So you talk about like Google Voice, this is our business line, all of that's right there, ready to go. The call tracking, you do get one phone number included in Deal Machine. So, to kick off this demo, I mentioned inbound, right? Inbound calls. What's so great about these call tracking numbers you get is that now we have the ability to really in-depth track how your direct mail is doing. So these call tracking numbers, the number that you get inside Deal Machine, that number is going to go on any postcard you send out through Deal Machine, right? So if I'm on the map, I'm, adding leads. I called somebody, they didn't answer. Okay, cool. I want to send a mail now. I hit start mail, and the number that's going to go out on that mailer is actually going to be a call tracking number. So that way, when somebody calls it, it's going to ring inside Deal Machine and your phone, wherever you're forwarding it to, going to ring right there. And now I know, hey, I need to pick up this call because it's a incoming call from a great lead, right? It's not just a spam call. It's a real seller here. And also, whenever we do this, it's actually going to track those calls being made. So it can come in. We can come in here. I don't have my call tracking enabled yet because we literally just launched this thing, right?
Yeah.
But now I could go and see, oh yeah, I sent 10,000 mailers and I've got, 20 calls back from them. Well, hey, here's the response rate. And I can go through and kind of track the return on my direct mail now.
Man, when I go talk to people, how many calls you make, all this stuff, they go in the dialer. It's all, and don't even start on how bad contact rate is.
Yes.
I made sure you guys made it accurate on here because I can't stand you have a 40% contact rate.
Yep.
It's bad. So this is so cool. I love seeing this. And then I kind of want to talk about the most exciting part about this.
I was going to say, we're saving the best for last year.
We're saving the best for last year, but this is the part that's really going to change the wholesaling game, which I talked about. I've been using a dialer for 5+ years, almost 7 now, 6-7 years, right? Because I got started wholesaling in 2016. 2017 is when I started my first dialer. Voicemails are the thing that are the hardest for me to master because every dialer, it's just, you drop them, but it's very generic and it's just, it wasn't tracked well. And it was just
a lot of time. Yeah.
And the problem is I would just love to go out here and drop 10,000 voicemails in a second. All it's ringless voicemails, and that's already been outlawed, right? So how do I go around and do this, right? And so I think that's something that you guys have mastered here, and I haven't seen one person talk about it. So I'm let's go. I'm excited.
I'm very excited about this one. So we talked about using AI, right? We talked about, hey, how do we use AI to be more productive, to be more efficient, to be more effective, to save ourselves time, to cut down on errors, like really creating it as a super productivity tool, right? And, it's great for these transcriptions in the call. It's great for guiding you in the call. It's great for doing the sentiment analysis and call summary and suggesting next steps and all of that we just covered. But what I think is the coolest thing right here is now if you go into your application settings, so clicking on your account settings, application settings, and your dialer right here, you may have noticed earlier I was going through all of these. The last one right here I have not shown you. So clicking on this tab right here, your AI voice clone, you are now able to opt in, enable this voice clone. You can upload recommended like 30 to 60 seconds of your voice of you talking to this right here, saying whatever you'd like. And based on that, now whenever you make a call, if I were to call somebody on that dialer right there, if I went to voicemail, there'd be a little button that pops up right away when it goes to voicemail and says drop voicemail. You hit that button and it automatically uses your AI voice clone to mimic your voice, say the right message, the right name for the seller, the right address, the right call tracking number, everything right there for you with the click of a button. And then you just hit next and go to the next one.
And you can do it like, hey, I was calling to see if you were interested in selling your house on 123 Main Avenue. The problem is if you're doing it like by yourself, the amount of work and effort it is to go say that on a voicemail 2,000 times, it's as much work as the dialing. And so, and remembering your call tracking number, that's way. And so I'll tell you this, if you are able to give somebody a different call tracking number and say that you're looking to buy houses and they spend the effort to call that other tracking number, that's a lead.
Absolutely.
And you have inbound leads now. So the outbound marketing thing has now become the inbound marketing thing, and AI is doing it. And so if you're a guy that's like very nervous about having an accent, or you're a guy that's very shy or doesn't have time, just drop these things all day. Like you could drop, I'm not going to say it, but I'll say it. You could drop 10,000 of these, no problem. It's a new marketing tactic. It's a new thing. This is insane.
Yep. And we've got the AI unlimited voicemail option is an option with an upgrade within Deal Machine. So if you want to go that route, hey man, the response rate is pretty crazy for those.
Higher level wholesalers, it's just something to think about. Like if you're already a guy, and I know a lot of guys, which I'm going to be showing, I literally make this video for them too. If you're making 15 grand, 20 grand a month cold calling, if you just drop AI voicemails, which I know none of them are doing, you can probably double the amount of leads you're doing and deals by just clicking a button.
Love it.
It's money right there.
Yep. I will say too, this is version 1, we're just getting it out there, right? Version 2 that we're finishing up developing out. I can't remember if we showed you this even, Zach, but version 2, we're actually going to even include an AI role-playing mode, which is going to
show me this. Yeah.
Going to be amazing. Like it's essentially ready to go. We're just didn't want to throw everything at everybody at once. Yeah. So in V2, you're going to have little AI sellers that you can actually call and practice. So that way you can get better at not being nervous, get over your confidence, get more reps in. But yeah, man, it's the AI elements of this is kind of what makes this next level on top of everything else. So,
and also on top of this too, if I'm hiring my VAs to use this dialer, and they have accents from the Philippines, they're going to drop Zach Ginn's voice, which is, it's not going to be the person with the accent's voice. Complete game changer here. So the next thing we got to talk about here, which first of all, I want to see the AI thing in action. They'd be pretty cool. But Matt, how do I do this if I have some VAs and I would test this out? Obviously, I'll be honest with you. The way DMZach.com happens, I could spend $500 easy in there. Just clicking add-ons and all these things. I don't want a VA to accidentally, upcharge me and all, I don't want to give them my entire account because, they could screw something up.
Yeah.
How am I able to put a VA to basically do this?
Yeah. So if you're in Deal Machine and starter is just, hey, you're getting your feet wet, you're doing it yourself, you're going out there and kind of hustling yourself. That's great. On Deal Machine Pro is where you get to unlock these next level features like you're talking about, where you can come in on your profile, go to your team right here. And now I've got, a driver, Elliot, right here, who's somebody that, hey, you could do that. You can make that a VA. You can hire you can add them by email, and you can limit their permissions on exactly what they can do inside Deal Machine. I've got my business partner, Vince, right here, where if I click on him, hey, I've got him enabled with, mail or dialer or all these other things. So you can really come in here.
So you have the role for him on there too.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And here's Mimic Team Owner. So you got all that. So you can essentially use this to turn off and on permissions and have a team do this with you and for you. So
it drives me crazy because if I use another dialer where I have to, it's a mess. And this works all over the world too. So you guys don't restrict countries, which is nice. I think a lot of dialers do that. So like if I'm in China, like a lot of dialers aren't going to even work. So this is really cool here. And I'm excited for this. We could drop AI voicemails. Can I drop regular voicemails too?
Yeah, you can do your regular voicemail as well. But if let's see, I know I don't have, I need to set up I'll make sure I have my AI voicemail all ready to go configured for the challenge company.
Yeah.
But in here, if you were to call a lead and go to voicemail, it'll just have that little drop voicemail button that pops up right there. Hit it. You can either obviously leave your regular voicemail or hit that drop voicemail button, and it will just do the
Am I able to drop? I know it's a weird question. Am I able to drop a just recorded voicemail? Or is that in there?
Yeah, basically, if you went in and you did in the application settings, let's see, go to where are we here? Alma, voicemail script. So you can actually do your own right there. Use the callback number in it. And that way it's kind of like a preset voicemail, whatever you want to say with the AI using it. So
beautiful. I love it, man. This is really changing the game here. And so I'm really excited here. And then you go through the queue, you can really go through the whole thing, but all you have to do is pick out your leads, choose the list, and then just click the call and boom, you're calling, you're dialing. And the other part about this is it'll leave it off for you, right? So if I have 3,000 leads, if I do 1,000, it'll pick up on the 1,000th one on the next day, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's where this follow-up queue is so helpful too, because as you go through those leads, it's going to categorize them by by your follow-up goals and automatically notify you. So when you jump into Deal Machine, there'll be a big yellow button right here that says, "Hey, you have 3 you need to follow up with today based on your previous conversations." So, and just make sure you're always everything we do, we want to cut away all the things that could stop you from doing the activities that you actually need to focus on, which is talking to more sellers, making more great conversations, actually putting in offers and, you know, doing deals from that. So everything else from around the technology is stripping everything else away. And our goal is to make you just jump in here and make it super easy to be able to make those calls immediately. So
this is amazing. You know, so basically get the dialer for free. You can pay a little bit for it, but really, if it gets too much, then you just get the unlimited calling option, which is cheaper than a dialer. But really, I don't think most people are even going to have that issue. You're good to go. And then I want to talk about my another secret thing here for the people that don't like cold calling. You can just click the call in there too, like a regular lead. Like, hey, I'm driving for dollars on my phone, and I just see this nice house. Just click it, right?
Yep.
You click to call any lead. So can you show that really quick too? Because it's not a dialer, but like I could just choose a lead and then click it, boom.
Yeah, if I'm just driving down the street, say I'm driving on Hickory right here, click on that house, click on that profile here. I can see more about that individual house, right? And, you know, be able to actually add that lead. So you add them in, and that way you can just start making calls right on the spot. So, you know, hit call. Got that right.
Oh, it's right there. And look at that.
Boom. And here's that, what should I say? So you've got that all queued up for you. One off.
Message right there. Look at that.
There we go, man.
Beautiful. And then yeah, it works cool too. It's got cool little things in there. It shows you when to go up, when not, when it's ringing, when it's not. So it's a game changer.
Absolutely. Yeah. And again, like you've already got all that other data in there. You've got everything about the property you need to know. You've got everything around that individual you need to know, you know, the demographic data by clicking on that individual's, you know, profile in the property card right there. And you've got all the free skip tracing. You've got all that contact info. So that kind of combination, that three-way combination of data is really an unfair advantage in your market. Like you have everything you need to open up and have great conversations with sellers.
I'm so excited for here. And it's just, guys, you're spending $150 at minimum per month on any other dialer. Now you get it basically for free here. So this is a game changer. This is changing everything. And I appreciate, Matt, you coming out here and sharing it. This has been in the making, right? Because you have free unlimited skip tracing with DMZack.com. Now you have all these free numbers. Why don't you just add a dialer? Simple as that. And you know me, I love cold calling, and I've been telling everyone about it. And just making it cheaper for people to get into cold calling on a larger scale changes everything. And, you know, everyone used to be in 10-line dialers, but to remove that spam, which it's been really killing a lot of wholesalers, it's here for success. So I'm excited, Matt. Thank you so much for showing this.
Absolutely, man. So what I'll say on our end, you have DMZack.com. Just try this stuff out. That's a 7-day free trial of everything. That includes the unlimited skip tracing. That includes the dialer. That includes everything else between driving for dollars, reverse D4D, list building, comps, the AI tool, all that stuff, direct mail, all that's right there. You get 50 bonus postcards with it. So you can try all that stuff for free at DMZack.com. Your other option as well, if you're watching this July 1st through 10th, I know we have essentially a Black Friday-esque sale going on to really roll this thing out there. So for the people who are really, really into this and you're like, I want to go all in on this. I want to do the unlimited dialing. I want to do this for a full year to be able to really commit to this. Go through, it's DealMachine.com/UnveiledZack. Unveiled is the name of our event when we announced this. Unveiled Zach right there. So we'll try to link to that too. And that will be an annual discount, a big, awesome discount for people who are willing to jump up and try this out for a full year and hit the ground running. Or again, you've got the 7-day free trial at DMZack.com. So we give you a couple options here for you. So
there we go. Matt, thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, Zach.
All right. Boom. Awesome. Okay. So was I right or was I right here? This dialer is amazing. With the advent of using AI to get your voice, so it's not RVM, that's actually using your own voice to drop the voicemail in, making it unique, having callback numbers and call tracking that's unique for every phone number, basically. The name of the game in wholesaling has changed, where it's a single line dialer, but the contact rate has shot up the roof where I don't have to spend all this money. Heck, it's $220 for another dialer to buy phone numbers and do all this. This is really cheap. And for the $99 add-on here for the unlimited dialing, what's the point of spending $300 a month for cold calling? And so, guys, you know I'm all about cold calling. I'm all about bringing the power of a dialer to the people for free. This has changed the way we're wholesaling. With DMZack.com, you have free unlimited skip tracing and basically free dialing. Everything has changed. We are going out here and changing the way that you cold call. And most importantly, like if you're just looking to scale up an operation with DMZack.com, you're able to do that really easy and just add team members. And so if you want to try this out, make sure you go to DMZack.com and check it out. We're going to be talking about this a little more in the 30-day wholesaling challenge. So you're going to see it more in depth when we talk about cold calling. But really, guys, the game has changed. Guys, you used to have to pay hundreds of dollars a month for cold calling and having a dialer. And it's like, should I afford it? Should I not? It's easy, simple, and cheap now. And this is the way wholesaling is going. You have to spend all this crazy money that these gurus are pushing. The game is changing for the better. So guys, if you like this, let me know. Did I hype up this announcement too much, too little? Let me know in the comments, and make sure you go to dmzack.com and actually try it out for free for a 7-day free trial. Guys, again, if you got any value from this video, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. This is Zach signing out. Have a blessed one.